By now, you'll have seen the Introduction to Coaching Skills game-based solution, and we're about to take a look at the behavior scenarios. But before we do, I want to draw your attention to the AoEC Learning Portal. This is going to be your central hub that will hold all of your learning throughout this training program. You'll notice a few things. First, on the left-hand side, a nice visual map that will illustrate your learning journey. On the top right-hand side will be your profile that shows how much of the training you've completed and how many stars you've gained throughout. And to tap into the social aspect of the user's journey, we've got a great leaderboard here to see where you stack up against your colleagues. As we look through the map view, you'll notice there's a variety of different learning modules, things from videos to game-based apps to PDFs. All of these learning modules culminate in some realistic scenarios for us to put into practice what we've learned right here in the simulation scenarios. What we're about to see as we enter into these simulation scenarios are 3D simulations which are used for behavioral and soft skills training, with a particular focus on conversations and interpersonal communication. They use advanced 3D graphics and true-to-life scenarios to achieve lasting behavioral change and adoption. Now you can play these through desktop or laptop, and the simulations are used to fully immerse our users and allow them to practice, fail, and repeat again in a safe learning environment. We also use specific game mechanics and features inspired by the gaming industry to immerse learners and drive a deeper impact. In each scenario, there'll also be branching narratives that will allow users to explore different paths depending on how they respond and receive instructive personal feedback as well as achievements as they progress. The first thing we see is the context for the coaching scenarios that we're about to enter into. As we play through these scenarios, there will be 3 areas that we need to keep in mind about how it will be judged and scored through each situation. The first is rapport, how well we're able to build a relationship with each coachee. The second is our approach. Are we correctly using the skills that we just learned in our skills-based training for each scenario? And finally, coachee awareness. This will be about how we're able to help raise the coachee's awareness in key moments throughout the conversation. And of course, the best way to bring this all to life is to go ahead and play one of these scenarios together. So let's go ahead and get started. But just before we do, a little reminder for me that this is a safe space, there's not going to be any judgment, and we highly recommend and encourage repetition. You'll see we have 3 unique scenarios, Indy, Daniel, and Maria, each one dealing with a real-life situation. We also have our competitive social leaderboard on the right-hand side to see where you rank amongst your other colleagues in your company. And for today's showcase, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Maria. As we select on her module, we have a summary of the situation we're about to enter into, so I'll leave that there for you to read through in a moment just before we get started.
I'm having some issues with my team. I'm not sure how to describe it, really. Maybe it's the team dynamics or the personalities. Don't get me wrong, they're all very nice and competent. You can't fault them, really. It's just that.
So here we have Maria, who's having some difficulty with her team. And you can see here on the bottom right-hand side that we're presented with 4 responses to her initial question. Before we answer that, though, I want to draw your attention to the top bar where you can see those 3 areas we discussed earlier, the rapport, the coachee awareness, and the approach. And also, we have 5 stars here. Now, in order to certify, you'll have to obtain at least 4 out of the 5 stars. So for the first question, I'm going to go ahead and give you a hint here. We've just completed a module in the skills-based training around listening. So I'm going to select the 4th answer, which is just to wait, and let's hear a little bit more about what Maria has to say.
It's just that they're all a bit too competent. They ask so many questions in briefings, almost like they're trying to catch me out or something. I'm just not sure they take me seriously.
So you can see as we answered that correctly, we gained points in our approach, and we've also obtained one of the 4 stars that we'll need to certify. In answering the next question, again, we have 4 different options that we can choose from. This will be my last hint for today. I'm going to go ahead and select answer number 3 that says, you're just not sure they take you seriously. Let's see what happens.
No, no, I don't think they do. It's almost as if they question my authority, as though I'm not equally as competent as them.
So again, we've answered that question correctly. We've gained some more points to our approach. We've even built a bit of relationship and rapport with Maria, but we still need to start bringing up that star ranking. So this next question, we've got 3 possible answers. Is it possible that this is something you've internalized yourself? Answer number 2 is it sounds as though you might be questioning yourself. And answer number 3 is perhaps this is something you could talk to them about. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to you now. Have a think about how you'd like to answer this question, and we'll see if you get it correct. I'm going to go ahead and select answer number 2.
I think I probably am.
And a big congratulations to you and well done if you selected the same answer. If you didn't, don't worry. Again, we highly recommend and encourage that you go back and repeat each scenario to see how you can play out. And of course, certify and obtain the maximum 5 stars, but at least the 4 stars to certify. There's one more question here. Let's see how you'd like to answer this one. We have 3 different options. Option 1, I'm wondering if this is really about the team. Option 2, would you say you're having confidence issues? And option 3, why? Take a moment and decide how you'd like to respond. I'm going to go ahead and select option number 1. I'm wondering if this is really about the team. And let's see here.
Maybe it's about me. I have this little voice in my head that tells me I'm not good enough.
Amazing job again to you if you selected the correct answer. You can now see we've gained 100 points within rapport, 150 points within coaching awareness, and 300 points in approach, and we've obtained another star. We're just that much closer to certifying in this module. I'm going to go ahead and end the demonstration here, and we'll go ahead and pass back to the AoEC team.